I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when I was 18 years old. We have a definite family history. My dad is type 1. He was diagnosed when he was 3 years old. And I have a younger sister who was diagnosed at 14 years old. I saw my sister and my dad kind of deal with it, and they didn't necessarily deal with it head on. They just kind of went with the flow, and I decided to take control. I was on syringes for quite a while. I was probably like 19 or 20 before I switched over to an insulin pen, which was a huge step for me.
He did such a good job managing that, and he was on top of it. It was just part of what he did. There were a few times where he got low at night and, I'm running downstairs to get sugar water and, give that to him and whatnot. But really, besides those few instances, there wasn't a lot of a part that I played into his care and his management.
My name is Wesley and I have type 1 diabetes. My name is Cooper and I have type 1 diabetes.
When Wesley was diagnosed, it really was a matter of 3 days leading up to that diagnosis. He would wake up really thirsty, and then in the morning, his crib would be just urinated all over. And so the first night we didn't really think anything of it. And then by the second night, we thought, we need to watch this. We need to, this could be a red flag. And then the third night, it happened again, and we were debating on when to check his finger. We were, I think, kind of afraid to do that and find out what would be eventually what it was, what we were afraid of. But he ended up that third day, he ended up having a paper cut and he was bleeding. And so we thought, well, this is the perfect opportunity. So we tested it and red high. So we, obviously knew what that meant. And we went into the ER and went through the whole diagnosis, confirmed.
So with Cooper, we kind of noticed the same symptoms as Wesley, just the excessive thirst, wetting the bed.
In the morning, I had changed Cooper's diaper. I had put him into the high chair to eat his breakfast. And about 30 to 45 minutes later, when I was getting him up to wipe him off and get him cleaned up, he had soaked through his diaper. And at that moment, I immediately knew, that's not normal. I checked Cooper's number. Obviously, it was high. Called Jason and said, Cooper's type 1, and I'll meet you in Iowa City.
Yeah, I remember getting that call from Tina, and, she told me it was high, and I said, we'll just come over to Iowa City where I was at, and we'll go through the same process we did with Wesley. And I said, why don't we give him insulin? Give Cooper insulin before we come to Iowa City. And I think we gave him like a half a unit or a quarter of a unit.
Right.
To bring him down a little bit.
And so we all went over there and met Jason in the ER, and they diagnosed Cooper. And so that stay was just a day because they said, you guys know what you're doing, and we'll have the doctor call you on Monday. Go home.
So that's exactly what we did. It's just we know what we're doing, but it's really heavy. It's hard, but we knew what we were doing. My hopes for the boys are that they can live a healthy, normal, as close to normal life as they can.
I don't want diabetes to hold them back, and I want them to know that there are people out there fighting and researching so that hopefully one day they won't have diabetes.
We're involved with JDRF so that we can, help find cures, help find different ways of doing things, help people that are struggling. And I think most of all, it's just a good community.
I think people should support and get behind JDRF because Type 1 diabetes it's a family disease. It doesn't just affect one person. It's a whole family. It's a hard journey, but researching and advancements is critical to making sure that, you know, the burden is a little lighter in the future.
JDRF gives me hope. Help us turn type 1 to type 9.